What's going on, guys? It's the last one, the last epic one. It's late at night. I've been watching the Uche Nawari, suicide prevention, suicide awareness stream. That's what's been keeping me away from doing it at a typical time. I didn't want to. I wanted to be able to experience that stream and just experience that with the community, and then donate if I could, that type of stuff. So that's where I was. That's why this watch party is so late. Uh, Depending upon how people in here, how that works out, I completely understand if we can't have a lot of people in here, or just the stuff like that. But I still wanted to do it. Still very hyped. And if this somehow like blows up, at least I want to know what blows up is if I get people in chat like begging me like, "Hey, stay up till 2, stay up till 2," try and get me to do a Zack Snyder watch along for the Zack Snyder Justice League watch along. I'll think about it. It's just that movie dropping and doing a watch party while it drops. That's a very iffy thing to do. So probably won't do it um, unless it's like crazy high demand. But as you know, if we get people in chat, we'll do the Justice League roast session. I'll even bring people on if they want to hop in here, and we can even chat about it and kind of just have some good laughs and good fun before we even start BVS. So that's the point of if you were on my TikTok and I mentioned about how this could be a Justice League roast session prior to watching BVS. That's the context. Is that that was the plan was to go do that if we have people in chat. So right now we're just going to continue with regular scheduled plan, and we're just going to have BVS in here and kind of just go for it. So BVS, one of my favorite Batman movies. That's a divisive take, but obviously we're watching the Ultimate Edition. So yeah, feel free to hop in and watch this along with me if you got a copy. If you got a copy of the Ultimate Edition, feel free to hop along and watch with me. Or if you don't, you just want to hear me elaborate on it, you have the option to do that too. So for people that know my content, know that I'm a huge Snyder guy. I've always been a big advocate and huge Snyder fan. And this was the first Snyder film I watched. I watched the BVS Ultimate Edition was the first Snyder film I ever seen. So, and I loved it. I still love it. I watch this movie at least relatively frequently. At least once, probably every 2-3 months. I probably rewatch it. So it's definitely something I watch a lot because it is probably my second favorite Batman movie. So sorry, I was checking my phone. I messaged some friends of mine to see their thoughts about me going live if they would hop on at any point throughout the stream, whether I'm in the middle of a movie elaborating on a scene or whatever. But I believe the disc should be reading. It is. So I completely understand if we have a low level audience tonight because there's so many different streams going on. You have Uche's channel still doing his stream, which is a great stream by the way. I highly recommend. They brought in Joe Manganiello, and I'm like, what the hell, man? I'm trying to get in the fucking shower, and you're bringing Joe Manganiello on the damn stream. They were about to get me to fucking cancel my stream, man. They were about to get me to cancel my watch party. They really were. They're about to get me to cancel my watch party. Because they're like, fuck it, you're bringing on all these good guests. I mean, what the hell am I going to do? I'm just one dude. You know? It's quite the downgrade to go from Uche's channel into mine to just see someone literally walking around holding their damn iPad as their camera. So it's quite the downgrade. And then we have another hot take of a Batman animated movie that I actually enjoyed, The Killing Joke. It was at this when I saw this the first time, BVS, and I saw this trailer for The Killing Joke, and I'm getting the trailer for The Killing Joke because I put it in the Blu-ray disc. That was when I first learned that Mark Hamill played a version of the Joker. And since I have HBO Max for a month, I'm going to watch some of the Batman original animated series that has Mark Hamill as the Joker. So, side tangent. Let me skip all this stuff. I think it was just that one, right? Yeah, it was just the Killing Joke one. Okay. All right. We got it. We got her. All right. I think 8 or 7 is probably fair. 6. I think 6 will be all right. What 5? 6 is probably what we got to do. I'm very, specific about the volume of this movie for a watch party because my last one got copyright claimed. I do not want to do that uh, to this one. So, which is why what I'm saying is, if they're going to copyright claim a watch party for a film that came out, 300 was in 2006, if I'm correct. So, imagine what they would do to a movie that's literally coming out for me at 2 in the morning. That's why I'm saying it would be extremely unlikely for me to do that. But let's get everything set up and started and see what we can do here. The Justice League roast session most likely will not happen because we only got like 5 minutes until the stream was supposed to start anyway. And we can start approximately at 10 for the actual watch party part if everyone wants to. So, but we can see if anyone hops in chat quite yet. I want to see if everything's kind of adjusted the right way. Okay, audio's good. Gotta have the English subtitles on because the volume's going to be really low so I don't get claimed. All right. Fingers crossed, Fingers crossed for sure. Let me, I'm gonna reach over and grab my phone. I want to see what messages were sent in chat. Probably both of them telling me that they're not going to hop on. I already got one telling me that he can't hop on. So, so we're about to press play here in a second. I keep getting notifications at the wazoo on my phone though. I wonder if this is loud enough to get claimed. Really hope not. I'd love to watch it loud in all its glory, but I can do that on HBO Max. And when I get my own Ultimate Edition disc in the mail, it was supposed to come in either today, tomorrow, or Friday. So let's hope it comes in, within the next few days. But I had to ask to borrow a copy for the watch party. And let me pause so I can show what exact frame I'm at. So anyone who hops in when they want to do the watch party with me, if you want to do this after the fact, if you want to get caught up and hear my thoughts on it, let me get on here real quick. I'm going to swap real quick to the back. Here we go. We're paused at this exact frame right here. Leaf over the W. You want it to be at exactly 6 seconds. And it's the Ultimate Edition. So 6 seconds in, leaf over the W. That's the frame you want to be paused on, just so people want to be curious and want to know what it is. That's the frame we're stopping on, so that when I click play, that's where you press play at. So, just wanted to show you guys that. So, oh man, but yeah. Again, as I've stated before, I completely understand if we have a low viewer count in the lives. Man, there's so many different people doing so many different live premieres and stuff and live streams for this, and more power to them. So completely understand it, and a lot of great streams I've been on. There was a Justice League roast session stream I was on. It was hilarious. It was awesome. Then there was that charity stream, and then there was a it's like a third stream that I wanted to hop on, but I can't remember what it was. I think no, the third stream was a premiere for Tyrone Magnus's interview of Zack Snyder. He interviewed Zack. That was a good interview. But anyway, let's get to press and play. Let's get pressing that play button. I do my regular countdown. So I showed you guys the frame, 6 seconds, leap over the W. So let's do the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Play. And it starts off, for this film, for me, it starts strong out of the gate with the Hans Zimmer musical number. Hans Zimmer is just probably my all-time favorite composer. I don't think really anyone comes close. Maybe occasionally, gosh, what's his name? Not John Williams, because John Williams is iconic with Star Wars, and I mean Jaws, but so John Williams, did he also do Halloween? I can't remember if he did Halloween or not. I love this shot though. Like everyone talking about BVS, about how the memes about Negan and Will McChesney. Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? How you doing? How'd you get into the watch party? Did you see it through YouTube or you know me through TikTok? Or are you that new TikTok friend I met recently that I did my divisive DCEU ranking? Is that where you met me from? I did my divisive DCEU ranking, and then you were TikTok. Okay, are you who I think you are? Are you? Gosh, I feel bad. I'm really bad with names, and I'm serious. And you want to have evidence? It took me months on top of months to remember Z Train's name, and it was this Z Train. So if Z Train ever hops into one of these lives, I'm going to tell him the story of how it took me forever to memorize his name. My memory used to be really good. But anyway, I'm talking about the scene here where we see Bruce Wayne's parents' death. And I know people complain about we get that too many times. It's like I know, but it's kind of like a recap thing. It's kind of like let's show it because it's an iconic occurrence for his character. And I love the visuals that are done here. And I know how this gets memed around with like Negan and Maggie being the parents, but I would have loved there to get verbal dialogue, like verbal dialogue of Lauren Cohan as Martha Wayne. Like, come on now, like that would be awesome. But I'm a big Lauren Cohan fan, so for those that don't know, like I was huge on Lauren Cohan. Like she had a show on, gosh, what was it, ABC, called Whiskey Cavalier. I can't remember the other guy's name, but she like kind of shared the screen time with. I love that show. I was so disappointed when they canceled after one season. So disappointed. I love Whiskey Cavalier. But glad a few people could hop in and join. I'm surprised we even have people, honestly, because there's so many different streams going on right now. And if anyone hops out from like Uche's channel, I was really like hyping up Uche's stream because it was an amazing stream. Ray Porter was on it. Zach himself was on it. Hell, even at one point before I was about to hop in the shower, Joe Mangiello fucking popped up and went, well, fuck, man. If they bring someone else on here at this rate, I'm probably not even going to get in my damn shower and do my movie watch party. I'll probably just keep watching the stream and then I'll have to cancel the watch party. But luckily, I didn't do that. Does it come out at 12? It comes out at 12. It comes out at 12 p.m. I mean, not 12 p.m. 12 a.m. Pacific time. So whatever that Pacific time is to you. I'm in Central time, so it comes out at 2 a.m. for me. If you're in Eastern time, it comes out at 3 a.m. And I think there's something called Mountain time where it comes out at 10 p.m. for them. So yes, it comes out at 12 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're in a place that uses Pacific time, it comes out at midnight for you. If I get enough people in here trying to beg me to stay up, I might stay up till 2. But I still don't think it's best case scenario for me to be streaming a watch party for Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. I think I should just save that for a review. You know. Now, if I wanted to years later after the fact, I could do that. Yeah, it is overhated. The Martha scene. Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll definitely get to the Martha scene. The Martha scene. Yeah, it comes out at 2 for me, man. That's what I'm saying about. I don't know if I'm going to stay up till 2 because I've been going to bed kind of like around, if not this time, by like 11:30. So like, I love this scene here. Like they're doing the Man of Steel recap through Bruce's eyes, Ben Affleck, Bruce Wayne's eyes. I love this. And funny story here. My stepdad had a Jeep Renegade, which is the car that Ben Affleck is driving around in this scene. And after seeing this movie, I love the movie so much, I wanted to get a Jeep Renegade in the style, like the black with the BVS logo and stuff on the black Jeep Renegade. Now I kind of just want a Jeep Wrangler, but at the time after watching this movie and after this scene, I wanted a black Jeep Renegade like Ben Affleck drove around on the movie. Yeah, it didn't help. The media really set a precedent for how to treat this movie and how for people who like it. They really shat on it to the point where like people aren't allowed to like this movie. Like if you like it, you're somehow like not acquainted with movies or something. Like, bro, film is subjective, bro. You ain't gotta like it, but at the same time, like, come on, and be reasonable. But yes, again, it's 12 a.m. Pacific time, so whatever that is to you. I'm always curious about asking this. By the way, Will, are you a are you a more Man of Steel guy or are you a more Batman versus Superman guy? I'm personally prefer Batman versus Superman, but I'm not the best judge for that because I'm a Batman fan versus a Superman fan. I've always preferred Batman as a character over Superman. I've just never gravitated towards Superman. But Zack Snyder's iteration, I love. Like his version, I love to a T. Like I don't think I'll watch any other Superman iteration. My man, you're a BVS guy. All right. I relate. I relate. Sounds good. You think that Snyder will continue to make? I hope he does. I hope he does. Here's the thing: Warner is kind of backed up in a corner because they both do and don't want to continue Snyder's work. They can't decide what they want to do at times. I think it's going to boil down to some core things, and here's what they are. We as a fandom are going to have to do the same thing we did with the Snyder Cut, but with more faith and more intensity to get the Snyderverse back. Because we're not talking one movie that actually has filming stuff and it just needed some extra handouts. And I'm not saying 70 million is extra handouts. 70 million is obviously a lot of money, but like that was to put the effects on. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's possible, but the fandom, me being included, I was a release the Snyder Cut fan. Um, it's going to take a lot, but don't count it out. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see him come back and do at least finish his Justice League trilogy, at least, and bring him back for an aggressive producer role like he was in Wonder Woman 1 for Wonder Woman 3. That's what I would like. All these people saying that he could direct Wonder Woman 3, that's not happening, guys. It's not happening. I highly doubt it. I'm not saying I have sources, but I'm just saying I don't see it happening. Gotcha. This scene here was like pretty badass. Like just that in that moment, people should get a little suspicious about, hey, this man is a billionaire and he's running into a crumbling down building, like running towards the problem while everyone's running away. And no one put two and two together, like, hey, this something's going on with this guy. And I know how some people want to say that they didn't do a good job with Ben Affleck's Batman, but that's the point of Ben Affleck's Batman is it's a Dark Knight Returns Batman. It's a Batman that is more grizzled, been through a lot of shit, and he gets pushed and pushed and pushed to where he just kind of, he's there just going through stuff and he's trying to battle through it. Me and you both, brother. Me and you both. Hey, since you kind of brought it up, we're not going to do a Justice League full on roast session because the movie's been started. But I would rather watch Batwoman than Justice League because at least then at Batwoman, it will be, in my opinion, at least so bad that I can laugh at it. With Justice League, it just fucks up characters I love so much that even I can't like look past that. I can't. I think it will do well. I'm really excited for the new Batman. I think what's going to end up happening with that movie is it's going to be an amazing movie. I don't know if it's going to trump my love for BVS. It's possible, but we'll have to see. You know, I'm not going to say it's already better because the movie's not out yet. We have to see. Um, what I do think can happen though is Robert Pattinson might be able to trump Ben Affleck for me. He might be able to. Right now, Ben Affleck's number one, and for Batman live action portrayals, and then number two, I have Christian Bale. And for the longest time, it was Christian Bale. And after I watched this movie, I liked Ben Affleck. And then the more and more I watched this movie, the more and more I really loved Ben Affleck as Batman. We're not talking about what Justice League did to Batman, bro. They fucked him up so bad. The miss you line where he goes, I didn't not. I wanted to literally stick my thumb so far down my throat just so I could throw up repeatedly when I heard that line. And the first scene that's greatly improved with the ultimate cut, those extended lines with Lois over there with the terrorist group, have the extended lines so you get more context instead of, hey, I'm just going to shoot this guy. I've seen some of them. I think there's news that like new ones have surfaced recently. I don't think I've seen those. I mean, the last like surface like leaked photos I seen was like at least a month and a half ago. So probably not the new ones. Really weak. Really, really weak. And there was a line where he's fighting Superman, like where they resurrect Superman in Justice League, and he's literally laying on the ground, and Superman recites that line of "Do you bleed?" and then he flies off, like how Batman does it. It's badass in this movie. Superman repeats it, and it just sounds weird, and then Batman just laying there goes, "Yep, something's bleeding." That line was terrible. That line was terrible. At that point, when I heard that line, I went, "Okay, yep, they are hell bent on destroying everything good about Ben Affleck's Batman." Then, if that wasn't enough, then you got the "miss me" line, and I'm like, "Oh dear God!" Like they like that's why I think that Christian Bale stayed number one for so long. Was that they had Ben Affleck had potential to become number one, but Justice League fucked him up so bad. But once the Snyder Cut got announced, and I continued to rewatch BVS Ultimate Edition, he just became number one. And I have all the faith in the world that Snyder's going to do a great job in terms of bringing that to life. Okay, no problem. If you want to, if you're going to stay all the way through the watch party, I can bring you on here, and you can plug it, or or you can link it in chat. You can link your channel and put it in the chat and comments here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not. I mean, you're not wrong. All right, you gotta go. If you gotta go, have a good one. Appreciate you hopping in for a bit. But yeah, about the channel thing, feel free to link your channel in the comment section here of this, you know, in the live chat. So if anyone hops in, they can do it. So I guess that's a scene you're not the biggest fan. Yeah, yeah. Feel free to link it as long as like it relates to something and it makes sense and all seems well with it. People can plug their channels in here. I'm not the biggest channel, so don't expect if you plug your channel in here to blow up. But if you want to plug your channel and it makes sense with what we're talking about, and it's not like an obsessive thing, I have no problem with it. I mean, because I would expect and want people to be able to do the same if I was on their channel and it related for me to drop my channel and what I do. You know. Another thing about what the Ultimate Edition does, I love that they build on the Lex being the masterful manipulator behind the scenes, pulling the threads, like just playing the puppet match, just puppeteering both sides just to fight, just to fight. The whole point of the movie is that they fight, not that they fight to the death. Like Lex is literally orchestrating this battle to occur because in his mind, if they fight, one dies, and that's one less thing he has to put up with. If Batman is gone, then Superman can get framed as a murderer, and then Superman will get, removed in some way, shape, or form. If Batman murders Superman in Lex's eyes, now Batman's going to get taken out by Metropolis. See, by either way, in his logic, one person's going to take out the other, and it's a win-win for him. Well, we obviously know how it ends at the end of the day, obviously, but that's the logic going through, and that's the whole point of the movie. And I mentioned this on my TikTok, by the way, that people want to clash over this and say BVS was terrible. It was like a 2 hour, 2.5 hour, 2.5 hour plus movie, and the fight only lasts 5 fucking minutes. You do know that in the title it has Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, right? And I mentioned that, and Dawn of Justice meaning, aka the Justice League. I mean that's something DC related that has the word justice in it. I mean, what else could it be other than the Justice League? And people were like, "Oh, it's the Justice League." I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's the Justice League. That's what they were building on. That's what they were setting up." Yeah, they are. They are for sure. They definitely are. Man of Steel. The more and more I watch Man of Steel, the more and more I like it. The opening for Man of Steel for me kind of like removes me from being invested. That's just my opinion because it's like nothing but Krypton, and it's very heavy in the CGI department, very heavy in the effects department, and I get it. Krypton is a fictional planet. It kind of has to be that. But and I know people don't like flashbacks and overuse of flashback scenes, and there's a reason for that. There's good defense for that. But I think if they did that technique with the Krypton stuff, I'd like that stuff in the beginning, but you spread out throughout the course of the film. Like if you take the beginning Krypton stuff and spread out throughout the entirety course of the film, like just kind of in chunks, the movie jumps up a lot for me, a lot, because then I'll be gripped from the opening. Because I can take a little bit of Krypton at the beginning. I get it. You're setting it up. But to me, it kind of goes too much into the Krypton stuff in the beginning that it removes me from being invested. And then the rest of the movie is trying to get me reinvested. And I'm just kind of like, ugh. Okay, glad you agree with me on that. I've never really voiced that opinion before about Man of Steel. I mean, if you've watched my DCU ranking, you know obviously where I put Man of Steel. Um, and that's a divisive take. I'd be willing to put Man of Steel at 5 and drop Suicide Squad to 6. I'd be willing to do that, but I need to be more true to myself. I see myself as more likely to put in Suicide Squad just for dumb fun entertainment, even though I know it has script problems through the wazoo, direction issues through the wazoo. So they really do. And that's called art when you do that because you recognize, shots, camera quality is phenomenal. Lines, certain dialogue lines hit you like a fucking freight train in a good way. Like, um, and also these films aren't sunshine and rainbows for good reason. They make you think. They make you take ideals and messagery about how should you be in societal things almost, at least in the DCEU. And that's what I love about his DCEU. That's what it is. But yeah, I can't agree more with that statement. I've seen 300, I think 3 times, and it's still great. It gets a little bit better every time you watch it. Um, BVS, I loved it equally as much now, but I do notice more and more things. Now we're getting into probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie, seeing Ben Affleck's Batman appearance. I don't understand how people can shit on this. I'm sorry. When Ben Affleck's Batman first graces the scene in this movie, it's one of the most unique and creative ways to bring him in. It feels like a fucking horror film. I don't understand why people can hate on that. And you have Batman just kind of like lurking in the corner, like that's one of my favorite Batman intros. Like it's subtle, yet it's something that he would do. He would just be hiding quietly in the back, not calling attention to himself, and people just spot him. That's something that is pure Batman. And the fact that people hate on that intro too, like, what? It is complex for sure. I mean, it has some complex ideas in it. It is definitely something for you to understand every single plot point. It does take at least more than one watch. So I agree with you on that, that certain ideals can be a little complex. And Lex, I get some of the complaints with Lex, you know, but I still enjoy Jesse Eisenberg's Lex as a kind of like a unique, different take on the character. And that's a divisive take. Most people don't like his Lex Luthor. I actually enjoy it for what it is. But I can understand the Lex complaints. I mean, people do it a lot. And now we're starting to get into the teases of some of the extra plot lines added into the Ultimate Edition with Lois and Clark both investigating different things. You have Lois investigating the events at the beginning of the movie that almost got her killed by the other terrorist organization, which we later learned to be Lex manipulating the strings to try and frame Superman for stuff so that Superman can get pinned as this murderer, so that helps him get taken away. And also Batman coming at him too. We learn that. And that's the beginning of that plot line. And plus, we this gets teased as well later on in the movie once we see after Clark and Bruce Wayne's interactions and this second plot line of him talking about the crime wave in Gotham. And he investigates that crime wave and investigates Batman, something we know Clark would do. So I like those two subtle plot lines they added into the movie in the Ultimate Edition. Makes a lot more sense. Hey, Michael, what's going on, man? I like his legs, but the guy who plays in Smallville was top notch. You know, I haven't watched Smallville. I'll I may eventually check it out. I hear decent enough things about it. In this movie, you kind of got a point there. I'd have no problem with her having a little bit more speaking lines. I still think she was good in this movie, and this movie wasn't about Wonder Woman, but of course, I mean, obviously, I have no problem with her having a few more speaking lines for sure. Oh yeah, he got a lot better for sure. Man, I'll tell you what. You can prefer Bale all you want, but man, does that Ben Affleck Batcave look awesome? God damn, that Batcave is awesome. In case anyone that's hopping in or wants a recap of what time we're at, Funnel Fairy Butter Bar, Funnel Fairy Butter Bar, Funnel Fairy Butter Bar. Now I know what he's saying. I have subtitles on. We're at 27:41. So people want in time. It's great, unlike other Superman movie shows. He never wears Superman. Okay. I mean, I'm not big on Superman as a character, but I've heard a lot of great things about it. So I'll check it out. I'll see where I can watch it. It's not bad. I haven't started watching it yet, but I will check it out. That is a show I already know for sure I'm checking out at some point because I've heard such great things about it. I will check that out. Smallville, I'm still thinking about whether or not I'll check that out. But Superman and Lois, I will check that out at some point. But I have not started watching it yet. I am excited to check it out though because I've heard good things. Let me resituate the. And yes, I'm wearing my Batman shirt here. I'm probably gonna have the same shirt on tomorrow when I review the Snyder Cut and watch it. Most likely, I'm gonna try to anyway, just because it fits so well. You know, Batman being my favorite DC character besides Dick Grayson, aka Nightwing. I mean, you can't go wrong with Dick Grayson or Nightwing, man. I mean, they're obviously the same character, but I'm saying like you can't go wrong with that. Like, I think he's an amazing character. He might be my favorite comic book character. Period. Is Dick Grayson. And now we get Lex being Kobe. There you go. I will admit that was kind of an odd add-in. I wonder why they wanted to show Lex playing. Ever watched the era? I've watched scenes and moments, and I've thought about trying to like get into it. So maybe I haven't really watched any. I don't think I've watched any of the CW stuff. The CW show I watched the most was The Flash, and I watched a few episodes trying to get into it, and I just couldn't get into it. I've heard so many people praise that show though, so Someday I may sit down and try and really like force myself to get through maybe a few episodes here and there and see if I just start latching on at that point. Um, and that's another bold take, unpopular opinion, is that I'm not really big for the. Yeah, I do. A lot of people do, or at least a lot of the people I surround myself with in terms of like what I watch content creator wise, like the Batman Killing Joke stuff. That was actually the trailer that came on because I put in the Blu-ray for Batman versus Superman. Meanwhile, Lex is having his narration while he has in the Krypton rock. Um, anyway, the trailer that was playing before the main menu popped up was for Batman: The Killing Joke, the movie, which I actually kind of enjoyed that movie. Oh, you're reading the Killing Joke comic, okay? Yeah, I love Batman: The Killing Joke. Oh, am I lagging right now? I don't know if what I could do. I don't know what I. If you watch the Arrow, just remember that's a darker version of the Green Arrow. I love darker and grittier stuff as long as it's executed well and not dark for the sake of being dark. If it's got a meaning for it, it's not too bad. But yeah, but I want to know why it's lagging though. I haven't gotten a comment like that in my other streams that's lagging. I don't know how to stop it. Other than like stopping stream and starting back up, maybe this, maybe that for a minute, like because I don't want to stop stream and start it back up again. I have to like stop stream, pause movie, start one back up. And another great musical number by Hans Zimmer. Okay, I mean, let me know if it gets laggy again. If a bunch of people start saying it's like bad laggy, I may like end this stream and start up another one. If a bunch of people start saying it, because that's about the only thing I know how to do. Is that if it gets bad, I just need to end one and start another one. That's about the only thing I can do. Hmm. Oh wait, I skipped that comment. My bad. Yeah, I loved WandaVision. Loved it. Loved it. It at least in my top five in Marvel stuff. Maybe top three. We'll see if upon rewatches. But I love WandaVision. Green Arrow versus Batman. Who would win? I mean, I'm wearing the shirt. I'm wearing the shirt, ain't I? Batman. He's the world's greatest detective, and he's one of the more ultimate strategists. Batman could beat almost any character in any universe, and that's going to get hate, but he could. Batman with prep time is. If people say, "Oh, but he cheats with prep time," like, well, Superman he had to use kryptonite. It's like, yeah, but it's still prep time. Saying that Batman can't have prep time is like saying that Superman shouldn't be in the suit. Marvel or DC? If we're talking movies, Marvel has had a better track record in terms of consistency. But if we're talking preference, I actually prefer Zack Snyder's Snyderverse in the DC over the MCU. And I feel like the Snyder cut, when it drops at 2 a.m., I'm probably going to be asleep. Like when this stream ends, like when we stop watching this movie, like when the movie ends, and I do my little, another just chatting portion, and then I'll probably end stream and go to sleep. I don't see myself staying up till 2 a.m. and then watching it again until 6. I see myself sleeping, waking up around maybe 7, 8 ish, then watching it. But Marvel or DC, if we're talking comics, DC. If we're talking movies, in terms of consistency over an entirety of a universe, Marvel. But I prefer the Snyderverse over MCU. I like its darker, more grounded take and tone. It has messages and themes that you can actually relate to your life. Versus Marvel, it's more about just action sequences, set pieces, and comedic timing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's good escapism entertainment. Nothing wrong with that. To each their own. Some people go actively out of their way. That's all they want in a superhero movie, and they get that. I know you don't know this, but I'm not that big of a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man fan. I acknowledge that's an unpopular opinion as well. He has decent moments, but so I obviously prefer the Nolan trilogy. I prefer the Nolan trilogy a lot more than the Raimi trilogy. I can understand how people can like the Raimi trilogy. It has good moments, and there are people who, genuinely really like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. So I'm more of a. I think Tom Holland's my favorite Spider-Man, and my second favorite is probably Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield gets a lot of hate. He's kind of slept on when it comes to Spider-Man, in my opinion. I say Green Arrow, badass prep time, but I think they're pretty much equal in strategy because yeah, yeah. Oliver Queen does care. I mean, you got a point. That it would be a close one. It would be a close one. You tell me. You tell me. I'm probably not gonna watch another Superman thing. If Henry Cavill ain't in it, or if Zack Snyder ain't making it, I ain't watching it when it comes to Superman. Because I've never been a Superman fan until I watched Man of Steel. And even though the first time I watched it, I didn't really like the movie that much, I watched it a second time, really liked the movie. Watched it a third time, I like it a lot more. Like after watching it a third time, I'd give it a 7.8 out of 10. It's just the opening kind of bogs it down a little bit. But basically, Henry Cavill is the only Superman I'll ever watch. Period. It doesn't matter who in the hell they bring in. I do like this little comedic moment here. I mean, it's very snarky and almost a holish, but it's funny about how he goes crime wave in Gotham. Other news: Watcher wet. I laughed first time I heard that, and now we're starting to get into these investigative plot lines that were skipped over in the Ultimate Edition that make this movie so much better because it adds more logic. Think of if people went through these things. You're telling me you work at a press organization that writes pieces about news and you went through something that would require research and news and you didn't do research on it, really? Really? Whereas in this cut, it adds that logic. Like these like studios and stuff when it comes to Zack Snyder, I think they need to allow him to release these longer cuts. And then you're gonna have people that are like, but film shouldn't be 3 hours or film shouldn't be 4 hours. Um, okay, then why do the Lord of the Rings movies exist? Why do the Lord of the Rings have extended versions? Why do some of the Michael Bay Transformers movies, now those do get shat on, but they are long movies and there are people who get entertained by them. Personally, I will agree with that statement, but there are going to be a lot of people who don't agree with that statement, but I do. That's funny. That is funny. He's a solar battery. You put him in a cave long enough and he's screwed. That's funny. I ain't gonna end it. I ain't gonna end it. Damn, that is tough. I mean, the resources and intellect of Batman would be great, but if I had to pick a power, that's hard. I gravitate more towards the vigilante side, so I'll probably just say the like just the intellect and the resources of Batman or a Dick Grayson. I'll go with that. I know it's kind of a bland take, but that's just those are the people I gravitate towards most in the DC universe. So, and now people want to hate on that scene. It's a nightmare, bro. like, this is another reason I laugh. Like, this is a scene where Ben Affleck's Batman. Mm, yeah, that would be a good mix. That would be a good mix for sure. Not like that line. Not like there's going to be a next generation. Well, if people would know the leaked storyboards for Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3, you'd get an answer whether or not to be a next generation of Waynes. No more comment. But I have seen them. I haven't seen all of them, but I have seen at least some of them. And I love the idea. I love the ideas. A lot of people are shitting on them, but I love the ideas. Mm. That bat suit, bro. Mm. Probably my favorite bat suit is BVS. And here's the shot that Will kept talking about where we got Ben ass. We got to see a shot of Bruce Wayne ass. Oh, hey, yeah, glad you're back. Okay, no problem. Hop back in when you can if you want to. I love this. This is what I'm saying. I love this dialogue. This is my favorite Bruce Wayne Alfred dynamic. Is Jeremy Irons Alfred, Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne, them interacting with each other is probably my favorite Bruce Wayne Alfred dynamic. It's kind of quippy with some irritableness in there, kind of like a hey, I put up with you for too long. You're hurt. You're harming yourself doing this stuff for so long. You know that type of relationship, and there's just something more gripping about that to me. And don't get me wrong, I love the interactions of Christian Bale and why is it wanting to freeze? Okay, Jesus, don't do that to me. Don't toy with me like that. The movie almost froze on me. I was about to, get really upset. But anyway, as I was saying, don't get me wrong. I like the Christian Bale and those interactions. I feel so bad. See what I mean about my memory and names, man? I'm so effing bad. I'm about to have to freaking look this up. And I watched this guy. I watched this guy, Michael fucking. I literally have him in chat. I literally have him in fucking chat. See what I mean about my memory being so bad? See what I mean? Like, come on now. I love that line. I love that line because you can see like the tension just rise and amplify extremely when Bruce says that line. It's just the Gotham City in me. We have a bad history with freaks dressed like clowns. Like that little jab in there. Like think about it. These are two different people who, um, regardless, like let's remove the fact that Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, has been the Bat for a long time. Let's remove that knowledge. Let's just pretend he's the typical, not year one, but early years Batman. Those are still clashing ideals. There's still two different sides of interacting and getting justice with people. So there would still be tension there. So when these two characters meet, it would make sense for them to have tension and to clash. But with this version, with Batman even being more edgier and more irritable and more, just against his typical morals because he's put up with this stuff for so long, he's been pushed to the max. It's then in that moment we get the confirmation when I watch this movie. I'm like, she seems familiar. Like, no, she seems important. That's the word I was looking for. Is like Gal Gadot in here. She seems important in this scene. And then lo and behold, Ben Affleck's going down there to go grab, his device that he's trying to get these files for, and Diana's already running off with it. And I'm like, oh, well, yeah, my theory got proved right. And not necessarily a theory. I mean, we already knew this, but you know what I mean. I will admit, I do like this sequence right here. I'm gonna I'm gonna put in the earbuds real quick because I don't want you guys to hear. I'm gonna try and listen to. I sent a message in one of my group chats I'm in with some friends that I was going live on here. It's probably just them letting me know that they can't hop on, but still, I want to listen to it. But anyway, I like this montage here of them showing Superman doing all these like heroic acts and stuff, kind of like with this news montage. I am at the Superman montage. We're 5450. 5450. And now we're at 5457. We're getting this Superman montage before he goes in for questioning. uh, by the courts. We're starting to get that set up. I don't. In this iteration, I don't. Like this version of Bruce Wayne or this version of Batman, I don't have a problem with him killing. I don't. Because it's a Dark Knight Returns style Batman who's lost his sidekicks. Dick Grayson has went off and went his own path, and he doesn't talk to Dick Grayson. He lost Tim Drake. So he got pushed to a very dark place. So the point is, we're both supposed to understand the idea of why he's doing what he's doing, but not necessarily agree that it's right. But we understand the perspective, and it's not entirely wrong per se. If that makes any sense, that's how I interpret it. I know a lot of people do have a problem with them killing, but I don't. Well, for now, I got to keep it down. It's better. It's better to be a little too quiet than a little too loud in these type of streams with the volume. If I want to enough, I can watch it again off stream if I feel like I need to. And Lex now paying his bail so he can set up this attack and frame Superman for it. You know what's really fucked up is we learn that he didn't even know there was a bomb in the wheelchair. So he agrees to go to this court thing to try to frame Superman, try to make Superman look bad. Yet he didn't know that Lex put a live bomb in that wheelchair replacement, and he just blows up. He just dies. He had no idea Lex put the fucking bomb in there. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. He had no idea that he was about to die. Sorry, I'm yawning. The movie doesn't make me bored. I'm just tired. I'm used to going to sleep around this time. But I wanted to do the watch party. And I didn't want to hop out in the middle of the prime time of the Zack Snyder charity stream that he was doing on YouTube. Zack Snyder went on a Uche Nawari, former Jacksonville Jaguars player. He had a bunch of different content creators on a live stream, and Zack Snyder himself hopped on for a bit. Ray Porter, Darkseid came on. Hell, even Joe Manganiello for a little bit. I am at. I just paused. I'm at 1 hour and 17 seconds in. 1 hour 17 seconds. And now I press play again. I'm glad you don't have a problem with it either, because I definitely don't. I'm gonna see some Omar TikToker. I know. I know. Oh. All right, I just checked my TikTok. Now I know where you're from, and I remember what you mention about the power going out thing. Are you one of those people? You one of those people, Will, that's having a storm? Because I've been having the storm system come through here too. Where I'm at, on and off today. Now, earlier on in the day, it was windy, and we had like a loud ass like thunder, lightning strike thunderbolt. But exactly. So people saying Batman doesn't kill like he does. He does. It's just in the Dark Knight Returns version, he does it to a higher scale, and he does it more in a more obvious way. Now, here's one of my. If I had to nitpick the movie, which I don't like to nitpick movies, but if I had to nitpick, we're about to come upon one of my complaints. If I was forced to nitpick this movie, but besides this, I can't really find many faults with this movie. I can't. This is one of the few faults that if I was forced to nitpick it, I would find, and it's when Diana and Bruce are talking, and she mentions, "Is it stealing if you steal from a thief?" That line right there. Answer my question. Yes. It's like saying, "Is murdering a murderer murder?" Yes, it is. That's it. That's the only nitpick I have. It's still, a good line to think about, about how wrong are you to commit the crime to someone that did commit that same crime. There's a good point to be made there, but at the same time, yes, you are still committing that said crime, if you get what I'm saying. But again, that's a nitpick in this movie. But I feel like if I didn't identify at least one nitpick through this watch party, people would, they'd be like, they think I'm a blind supporter. But that's like one of my. I can't remember if I have another nitpick in this movie or not. I don't think I do. This is like a very rare negative. Like I just don't. I think this was the only thing I was kind of like, eh. I mean, hey, man, if you want to, I'll let you know where I'm at. I'm gonna pause just for a. That freaked me out for a second because I have the storm outside, and I forgot how when Bruce Wayne puts in the the data and he's getting the readings, he has the nightmare sequence and it goes black for a second. Oh man, that freaked me out for a bit. Anyway, we're at 105.20, and now it's 105.23 if you want to get caught up. Damn. Yeah, his kill count is really high. Yeah, true. Yeah. Yeah, Green Arrow's kill count is really high. I could talk about the Justice League 2 and or 3 storyboards about the context of the nightmare sequence. I could, but I don't know if I will. I think I already mentioned it. Well, I mean I could. It took me so many watches of this sequence to realize that they have the Superman emblem, the soldiers in the nightmare sequence have the Superman logo on. And the whole point of the nightmare sequence is that uh, storming like crazy. It's storming where I'm at, but it's nothing too crazy for me. I don't think, but it is storming. The cruelty of this scene, just knowing that it was an alternate world or just a potential future or something like that, is so badass. I can elaborate on that if you guys want. When Superman says that she was my world and you took her from me, I can elaborate on what that means if you guys want me to. It would just involve uh, Justice League 2 and 3 storyboards from Zack Snyder that got leaked. And not saying those movies are getting made, I'm just saying like like the storyboards for those movies. Like the potential still exists that we may get those at some point. So that's why I say do that. I always say that with caution about whether or not you want me to talk about them. Because if those things get confirmed, I still think he's gonna want to carry over a lot of those story things. Internet terrible. Uh, Probably yeah. I bet on your end because it's Storm, and I get it. I get it. Elaborate. Okay. Well, in the storyboards, there's this plot line of Bruce Wayne and Lois having a relationship and having a kid. While Clark, Superman, is dead. There's a plot line of that going on, and then that would get tied into the later Justice League films. And in Justice League 2, Lois would die at some point in that movie, and that would push Clark over. On top of losing Lois to Bruce, that would push him over. Both of those things, and and Lois would leave Bruce before she died, lying about. I don't know if it was leave Bruce. It wasn't that. It was that she would lie about the kid, saying that it's not his. And then in Justice League 3, Bruce would find out that Lois lied and that the kid was his. And he would try to go back and rewrite reality and try to like save Lois so that he could have his kid. That was the plot line for 2 and 3. So when Superman comes down and says, "She was my world and you took her from me," he's referring to Lois. And I know people are going to be like, "Oh, but then that means Lois and Bruce are going to be together forever." No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. They could still write an ending where Lois and Clark get back together. And to the people who complain and say it doesn't make sense in the story, there's literally a comic arc where Bruce Wayne and Lois do that exact thing. Snyder is pulling from comic books, guys. He's not pulling these ideas out of his asshole. Oh, I love this part here. 20 years in Gotham. How many good guys are left? That's a reflection of himself. So to now, all the people who want to complain that he's killing, watch this scene. And then we get another scene added on by the Ultimate Cut of him investigating. Clark investigating. Again, why was this removed? Yes, in the future. It was a nightmare for Bruce, but it was going to come true in the future story by Zach. That's what he was referring to as Lois. That's what Clark was referring to. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to be quiet for this line. It's a simple, like, quippy line, but I love it. I love Lawrence Fishburne in that role of just being that quippy guy. He just said to click his heels 3 times and goes back to Kansas. I thought it was funny. But yes, he's elaborating on the future. All right, glad I could help you out. No problem. Oh, the Batmobile. Okay, I hate that I'm yawning because it makes it look like I'm not interested in this movie. And that can't be more the contrary. Michael, I'm sorry. I literally did not see the comment. It's not that I ignored it. I did not see it. Have you been watching the Snyder Cut trailers? No comment. No comment. My bad. I literally did not see that you commented, but I answered it. I love how they have to get a fucking bazooka out to try and shoot at a freaking vehicle. Yeah, they are trailers for the Snyder Cut. I'm just gonna say you need to watch the most recent one because that's the best one in my opinion. It gets you the most hyped anyway. Let me type in Justice League. Remove the music part, obviously. Go on HBO Max's channel and look that up. Look that up on HBO Max's channel and watch it. Because I can't wait for the fucking Snyder Cut, man. It comes out at 2 a.m. for me, man. But I'm going to be, as soon as this movie ends, I'm going to do a wrap up talk. And then I'm heading straight to sleep. And I'm going to wake up, probably eat some breakfast, and then keep my ass off social media because I don't want spoilers, and then watch the movie and then do a review and post on YouTube, and then I'll go back to social media. And now we get to a badass scene that later gets ruined in Justice League. I swear, after the Snyder Cut drops, I will not count Justice League as canon, bro. I will just chuck that shit out of the water. Me personally, I love Shazam. Top three. I know you disagree. Probably the only thing we disagree. Yeah. Look, here's the thing with Shazam. I like it. It has good messagery about family being more than blood. It has some decent action and some very good comedic moments. Yeah, I need to have my Titans hat on, but it's way across the room, so I don't want to get up again just throwing my Titans hat. But I'm looking at my Titans hat right now, sitting across the room. I usually have it on, but I wanted my hair to dry because I started this stream like literally less than like 10 minutes after getting out of the shower. When I at the time I started the stream, so yeah. But again, I love the messagery about family being more than blood. It's a good message. They've got some good comedic elements. They've got some decent action. It's just tonal inconsistencies. I have no idea why I gravitated towards like nitpicking that movie so harshly. I have no idea. Yeah, sure, man. Go watch the trailer. Go watch the trailer for a bit and let me know what you think when you hop back in. And before you do, it's on HBO Max. So it's only on HBO Max. And then it comes out on Blu ray in late May. So you can either watch on HBO Max like I did. I paid $15 to get a month's worth of HBO Max so I can watch this as it launches. And mean by as it launches tomorrow. And I'll also buy the Blu-ray. Or you can wait till the Blu-ray if you can think you can somehow hold out and not get spoiled. Because trust me, this film is huge. This was a movement type film. This film was caused by a fan movement. So I highly doubt that it won't get spoiled for you. So if you can find a way to pay the $15 and get yourself HBO Max, I recommend you'll get it if you want to watch the movie. I mean, if your friend has an HBO Max account, go for it. If you're talking about me, I bet you're talking about me, aren't you? You're indirectly mentioning me, probably. Well, I mean, I'm glad we can agree on the inconsistent tones. I don't know why that stuck out like a sore thumb. I just don't know why it stuck out like a sore thumb for me. You never bum you would never bum HBO Max off me. Okay. All right. Like, hey, give me your HBO Max password. I'm like, what? But I'm glad we can agree on that it at least has inconsistent tones. Like Scorp. Boom. My point exactly, Will. Thank you. That's literally what I said. That's literally what I would say about how the film has inconsistent tones. Is you're going to go from the family being more than blood message, then you're going to go to a guy walking out of a strip club making sexual jokes, then you're going to have monsters eating heads all in the same movie. Like, what Frankenstein of a movie is that? I don't know why I nitpicked it that much. I don't know why. Because so many other people like it and they don't seem that to be that big of a fault. I don't know why to me it is. I don't know. It just is. I love this line. Woo! Love that line. The oldest lie in America is that power can be innocent. I love that line. But Wonder Woman would literally be one of the great comic book movies of all time. If it was for that. Yeah, it really would. I love Wonder Woman. I think it's great. But yeah, the third act does go a little bit much with certain elements, but I still think it's good. I knew you would be. I knew you would be. I've been behind the Snyder Cut movement since watching BVS. That made me a fan of Zack Snyder's Snyderverse. Then I watched Justice League. Walking out of Justice League, from a theater experience, I was entertained and what I mean by entertained was it had action, it had humor, but I didn't like what it did to some of the characters, and by some I meant to a lot of them. I didn't like the CGI. I didn't like what they did to Batman. I didn't like that Flash was only a butt of a joke, like he was only a comedic line deliverer. I didn't like how Cyborg didn't have any like relevance to the story. He was just kind of just there. But I was kind of like, eh. I was like, eh, about it. And then the more I watched it, the more I really didn't like it. Like I hated the movie. Oh yeah, I love Wonder Woman too. I think it's great. It's just not in my top three. My top three in no particular order is BBS, Aquaman, and Birds of Prey. Which is an unpopular opinion. Most people don't put Birds of Prey in their top three, which I don't get why. I find it very entertaining. This line's pretty badass. This moment here is pretty badass about how she's talking to literally just a few scenes ago. She's with Lex saying you can get a bucket of granny of piss and call it Granny's peach tea. What does she do in that little jar? She turns it around and it says Granny's peach tea. Yeah, maybe this Snyder cut will make me really like him because I'm gonna quiet it for a minute. We're about to get a big moment, so I'm gonna be real quiet here. But yeah, maybe that'll make me like. I had to be quiet during that explosion moment. I like that moment. The tension just continues to build and build, and then boom! It's almost like if that was a horror film, that'd be a jump scare. Oh, I love this part where he sees the lines, and Bruce Wayne gets pissed at reading the lines on the letters. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Birds of Prey is great. Man of Steel is okay. I'm pretty sure I agree with you on that. I think Man of Steel is good. It's good. But yes, Birds of Prey is really good. I don't get it gets Birds of Prey gets too much hate. I think it's really good. The most reason people hate on Birds of Prey is they think it's too similar to Deadpool, and I've already addressed this. Harley Quinn and Deadpool, in terms of as comic book characters, have a lot of similarities in terms of their personality and how they act as comic book characters. And Harley Quinn's the narrator of Birds of Prey. So you're gonna have a Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs narrator. So it's obviously gonna sound and act a bit like Deadpool if by their personality and quirks and traits are similar to each other. I like Zack Snyder's tone in his movies. So you never seen Birds of Prey? Um, I recommend it. I recommend it. I really do. The thing is with recommending Birds of Prey is you gotta do it with a state of caution, like because some people will like it, some people won't. You know, to each their own. I dig Zack Snyder's tone in pretty much all his movies. I like the tone that he does in all his movies, which is why I'm excited for the Snyder cut. I feel like it's going to be a great tone. I've even heard people say it's comedic, so I'm a little bit like, how comedic is it? You know, I don't want him to abandon his typical tone, but if it's good setups and a few good sprinkled jokes here and out, and it's just the Flash with good comedic timing, and he's the only one cracking jokes, that works. That works. The only time I see Batman cracking a joke is a very dark humor joke like that. If Ben Affleck's Batman cracks a joke in this movie, it's gonna make people go like, "What the fuck?" Like it would be bad. Like it would make you go, "Holy shit, that's dark." You know, like that's bad. That's like disturbing. That should be Batman's humor. Like Batman should not be saying, "Oh, my power is I'm rich." Mm-hmm. That's kind of true though. It meant a lot more on his world because everyone kind of wore those suits. You know, it was part of the culture. Here, you know, people who are removed from it and have certain opinions. You know, I mean, you're not entirely wrong, but I think that movie, the hate isn't totally related just solely to the title. I think it's a bunch of things. I think that the title alone isn't enough to be like, hey, let's do that. You know, like if they change the title, a bunch of people will start loving the movie. It might get a few more fans, but nothing crazy, I think. Yeah, I don't watch anime. I've tried time and time and time again. The closest thing I get to anime is I'm really into Big Mouth, which is animation. It's not anime. I like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Again, that's animation though. But again, that's probably the closest I'll ever get to anime is probably Avatar: The Last Airbender. You were there, man. It was awesome, wasn't it? It was fun. It was fun, man. I was there. I was watching the whole thing until about a quarter after 9. I had to hop in the shower so I could prepare for this stream I have over here. And but yeah, Zack Snyder's charity stream that he hopped on with Uche, it was phenomenal. I loved it. I loved it. But then when Joe Mangiello popped on and I was trying to hop in the shower, I'm like, well, fuck, man, I may have to cancel my damn stream because they keep bringing people on. At this rate, I wouldn't be surprised if Ben Affleck himself appeared. You know. High School DxD. I'm gonna look that up real quick. Pulley, what's going on, Pulley, man? Glad to see you here, man. If I get enough people in here and enough people begging me, I'll try. But I feel that if I watch this Snyder cut on stream, it will get immediately taken down. Like immediately. And there won't be a damn thing I can do to save it. I'd have to do it at this volume. I mean, I do have HBO Max for a month, so I mean, I don't see why not. But I'm already tired as is. That's what I'm saying, Pulley. YouTube is very strict. I did a 300 watch party, and and at the towards the end of the movie, there was a few action sequences where the volume was a little loud for YouTube's sake, and they copyright claimed me, and I had to cut those portions of the movie reaction out. So instead, Uwu Air, if you want to subscribe to my channel, if you're still here, you can subscribe. And what I will do is I am going to do a Zack Snyder Justice League, a Snyder Cut review. I will do that. And after the movie's been out a little while, maybe a year, a few years, and when I have the Blu-ray of the film, I'll do a watch party of that. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, man. Theory was awesome too, man. I would have liked to have seen Theory interact with Zach a bit, but I like Tyrone. Awesome. Tyrone's awesome. There should be no might about it, Pulley. You need to watch it. If you can watch it, Pulley, watch it, man. And don't hey, I'm gonna put this in chat. I'm gonna say it while I'm putting it in chat, okay? Because Zach deserves this. If you're gonna watch the movie, go all out. Don't half-ass it. All right, and I'm gonna explain what I mean by that. I'm typing the hashtag in chat, by the way. That. Don't pirate the Snyder Cut, guys. I'm going to show this. Do not pirate the Snyder Cut, guys. If you're going to watch this movie, if you're going to watch it, Watch it on HBO Max. This is a director's vision that he had to fight for, that fans had to fight for, that me included. This whole fandom pushed for this for a very long and hard journey. Do not undermine it by pirating this. Make your voice heard with your wallet. If you want to watch this movie now, pay your $15, get your HBO Max, and go for it. And maybe you can't afford the $15. That's okay. Avoid people who you're afraid will spoil the movie. Watch the movie when you can and pay money to watch it. That will help towards potentially doing this next hashtag I'm about to type in chat. That. If you do this, that helps this happen. Just saying. I know. That's ridiculous. I luckily have not seen any clips of the movie yet, and I'm very glad I haven't. But I wouldn't be surprised. I'm glad you won't pirate it. I'm glad you won't pirate it. It never even crossed my mind. It never crossed my mind as an option. Same, Will. I actually made a TikTok about saying that I only got HBO Max for the Snyder Cut for 1 month, and I paid $15 for 1 month's worth, and then I got addicted. I watched like 3 or 4 hours worth of Check It Out with Dr. Steve Brule. I love that show. I didn't know that it was on HBO Max's library. Like, that show's hilarious. Ooh, Air, glad you're going to be watching it tonight. I just don't think I have the energy to do it, man. I am tired. I'm used to going to bed at like 15, 20 minutes ago at latest. What we could do is if chat can keep me up and make me power through, I might be able to stay up with you guys after the movie's over and we can bring people on the show. I'll bring you back on here and we can talk, and then we can cut off as the Snyder Cut premieres, as it drops, and then the stream will end. We can do that. If people can like keep the chat going, keep me awake and keep me energized, we'll do that. But man, I'm pretty, after the movie's done, I'm probably gonna want to call it a night. But if chat wants me to keep going and power through, so we can do a countdown style, and then when the movie's out, everyone goes watch it, and then they can come back to my channel the next day for the review. That's probably the plan. But I've never seen a 4-hour movie. Hey, the thing is, what I've heard about this movie is it is beautifully paced for a 4-hour film. I've heard that it is not boring. It does not slow down. It is amazingly paced beginning to end. That's all I've heard. You'll spam my Insta if you have to. It's nice to hear I'll have one person trying to keep me up till 2 a.m. Because that's when it comes out, is 2 a.m. So I still have about 2 more hours if I want to pull that off. I'm talking over a great scene here, though. Jonathan Kent reappearing as kind of like a memory of Clark's. I love. That's another thing. I love Kevin Costner as Jonathan Kent. I really do. I like his Jonathan Kent. I think that's a big reason why I liked Man of Steel after rewatching it and stuff. I think that's part of the reason I really gained a reappreciation of that movie is Jonathan Kent, Kevin Costner's Jonathan Kent. And me being a huge Snyder fan, I love this movie just because of its tone, originality, and boldness on the superhero genre. Because I was so used to watching Marvel movies, and I was just so used to their tone and vibe, and then I go to this, and it's so different, unique, and I latched onto it. The first time I watched Batman vs Superman, I've only watched the Ultimate Edition, by the way. I never watched the theatrical cut, and I refuse to ever attempt to watch it. I refuse to, because I haven't heard good things about it. And why put yourself through a bad cut of a movie when you know there's a cut you love? Why put yourself through an inferior cut? Bro, I haven't been on Snapchat and I can't tell you how damn long. I poke my head in there, like I'll open the app for a little bit just to see if anyone sent me something, but I don't post anything on there. Sean Chandler, yeah. And Will, I love Sean Chandler. He's one of my like go-to film reviewers. I trust Sean Chandler. Me and him usually agree on a lot of things. Um, I like so the film reviewers I go to. I go to Sean Chandler, Tyrone Magnus. Uh, who else do I gravitate towards? I was going to elaborate more on it. Drum Dums. Uh, there was more. See, this is what happens with my brain, man. When it's late at night, it kind of deteriorates over time. But there's like a a bunch of different like Soup. I was surprised to learn that Soups. I don't know if you guys know who Soups is on TikTok. I didn't know he was a big Snyderverse guy. I had no idea. That made my respect for Soups go through the roof. And I mean, I like Soups' content, and Soups is a pretty cool, relaxed, chill, nice guy. It seems like, but the fact that he's a Snyderverse guy, like, bro, awesome, awesome shit. All right, we're about to get the confrontation, guys. So once the fight starts, I'm gonna be a little quiet, not too quiet, but I'm gonna be a lot more quiet so we can experience the fight. So for guys that want to get synced up with the movie, the Batman versus Superman confrontation fight is about to happen. We're a minute, we're a minute, an hour, 50:34. That's where we're at. 1:50:38 now. That I repeat. But yeah, man, there are a lot of reviewers giving it a high rating. Um, Grace Randolph, I listen to her a little bit here and there. Uh, I'm trying to think of all the different film reviewers I listen to a lot about whether or not to go watch a movie. You didn't know there was a Snyderverse. Well, people call it the Snyderverse. People call that the Zack Snyder movies that he does the Snyderverse. Like they call his DC movies like Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, his Justice League. They're calling that the Snyderverse. That's what they're calling it. That's what Snyder fans are calling it. That's what people call it. Is the Snyderverse. So when people say restore the Snyderverse, they want Zack back to finish his Justice League movies, maybe do a Man of Steel follow up. You know his versions of the characters. So his version of Superman follow ups, his version of Batman follow ups, his Justice League follow ups. Yes, that's who I was gonna say. Austin Burke. Why in the hell did I forget that name? And if I wanted to just go to superheroes, I just go to Soups and Den of Nerds. Yeah, like Austin Burke. I don't know why I forgot him. But yes, my typical film reviewers I look at Drum Dums, I look at Sean Chandler, Tyrone Magnus, Austin Burke, Grace Randolph, uh, and that's about it. Those are the five I really look at to see what they think. And depending upon the genre, I listen to certain ones more than other ones. Like if it's a horror film, I listen to Drum Dums over anybody else because me and him have a lot of similar horror opinions. So Drum Dums for horror, superhero, I gravitate towards Sean Chandler or Tyrone Magnus. Those two are who I usually gravitate towards. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Zach Pope as well. Zach Pope sounds familiar. I probably watched his stuff. I just, for whatever fucking reason, my brain doesn't want to remember shit. Yeah, I've actually watched Zach Pope. I don't know why I didn't. Zach Pope isn't one of my go tos, but I don't know why I'm not subscribed to his channel. I thought I was subscribed. But yeah, he's not one of my. Zach Pope isn't one of my go tos, but yeah, he's solid. He's pretty good. And yes, I watched Stuckman, but Stuckman is not one of those guys I look at as if he loves this movie or not, I'm going to love it. You know what I mean? I still watch some Stuckman reviews because he is a good film reviewer. He is a guy that I'll watch certain movies. Do I think anyone's going to die in the Snyder Cut? I have no idea. I do think it's possible we see one member die. It is possible. I don't know who it would be though. It could be Cyborg, or if this will make me cry if it happens, Batman. I highly doubt it's Batman. I highly doubt it's Batman. Most likely it's going to be Cyborg. If I had to put money on it about a member who dies, I think we could see a member of the OG of the core Justice League die in the movie. It could be Cyborg. No, I'm not spoiling the movie, guys. I have not seen the Snyder Cut. This is just a theory I have. I could be wildly wrong. I could not be right. Everyone could survive. All good. I wanted to clarify, I'm not spoiling the movie. And now we're getting into some of my favorite lines in the entire movie. And thereby a portrayal of a character that's very divisive and doesn't necessarily get the best appreciation. That's what's crazy. That's what I believe, man. If Batman may sacrifice himself, but but the storyboards for the future Justice League movies would kind of be null and void if Batman isn't around. So I don't know if that was a reshot. I don't know if they reshot a scene of Ben Affleck sacrificing himself or not. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, as I was stating about these lines, I love when Lex is talking about how I learned very on that God cannot be all powerful. If either God is all good or he is all powerful, he cannot be both. I love that line because a lot of this is about that power corrupts people. And that's a very realistic message, depending upon how you want to apply it. When people are given positions of power and control, it's easy for them to get selfish and then take things out of their own gain or be easily manipulated in terms of, misconstrued views over versus what's best for everybody because of the power. So I love that line. That's what I mean by when I say Zack Snyder has great lines. That's what I mean by it. Is his lines hit you like a freight train. If you let them go into here, you take them into heart. You put them in your brain here, they go to here. I second that. That right there. That statement right there. I second that. Gosh, where in the hell can I point? Right there. I second that claim right there. Yeah, his Planet of the Apes trilogy is top notch. And we're about to get the amazing Wonder Woman part. Mm. Yeah, that lines up there. But Zack Snyder has a lot of lines that hit you like a freight train, man. And especially in his DC worlds, like people are afraid of what they don't understand. That's a good one. That's from Man of Steel. Uh, the oldest line in America is that power can be innocent. That's a good one. Um, and God is all good or He is all powerful. That's a great line. And then when Alfred says the fever, the rage can turn a good man cruel. Just great lines in terms of just when you put them into here, they make sense so much that you start to take it to heart. And that's what Zach does a lot for me, man. Seven in Zodiac. I see that. I don't think he's going to be a terrible Joker, guys. I really don't. I really don't. And some of the Jared Leto Joker stuff, it's a bit over the top. Let me explain why I think it's over the top before people start jumping out of their stream and saying I'm an idiot. Um, he wasn't in the movie that much in the Suicide Squad movie. Even in the extended edition, which is the version I watch, is the extended edition, which is like 16 more minutes. He's not even in the movie that much. There's like, according to David Ayer, there's a whole feature length film worth of footage they cut out of Jared Leto's Joker. So there's so much context to his character that it's possible that was left on the cutting room floor that it made his portrayal look like. And I don't think he's as bad as people say. Is he one of my favorite Jokers? No. But there are people out there that support Jared Leto's Joker, and more power to you. You support him, awesome. My favorite Joker is still going to be Heath Ledger. My second favorite, Joaquin. My third favorite, if we're counting only live action, Jack Nicholson. If we're counting an animated, then you throw in Mark Hamill, and then fourth place is Nicholson. I would still put Leto above Romero, and that's a hot take, just because I prefer darker, grittier Jokers. It's like I prefer darker, grittier Batman portrayals. I acknowledge Romero is iconic, and without Romero, without the show Romero is in, we wouldn't have Batman and Joker probably where they're at all, but still. But I see the seven part. I'm not necessarily sure I see the Zodiac portrayals, but I definitely see the seven stuff, and especially in the cinematography. Yeah, he did. And with the dedicating your life to playing the role thing, um, I watched a documentary about Heath Ledger, about his committing, like his life's journey. It was about, and it pertained to him growing up, being in Brokeback Mountain, Dark Knight, all the movies he was in, and then also his mental health issues and how he committed, you know, rest in peace, how he passed. And a lot of people say that movie killed him. Dark Knight killed him. It didn't kill him. He had insomnia, really, really bad insomnia, and that messed with his mental health. And yes, he's the best Joker easily. That's this is my ultimate what if. What if we hypothetically got Ben Affleck's Batman versus Heath Ledger's Joker. What if we ever got that? Just in another world, another reality, that happened. Ben Affleck's Dark Knight Returns, grizzled, edgier Batman versus Heath Ledger's Joker. That would be fucking phenomenal. It really is. It really is. And crazy thing is, I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but Heath Ledger was supposed to be in Heath Ledger was supposed to be in Dark Knight Rises. He was supposed to be in Dark Knight Rises as well, but he passed, so he couldn't be in it. So it was just Bane. I don't know if Dark Knight Rises was going to be Bane and Joker or just Joker again. I have no idea. But he was supposed to be a villain, or if not the main villain, in The Dark Knight Rises. But he passed, so then became either Bane as the sole villain or the only villain. I don't know. I just know that he would have been involved. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it would be awesome to have that as hypothetical. And I'm literally talking over the fight right now. So I'm gonna kind of be quiet for a minute here while we have the fight going on. So we're in the Batman versus Superman fight. We're at 2:05:13. Wow, you have Jared Leto way higher. Wow. Wow. Top three favorite movies of all time. Damn, that's tough. Third. I'm trying to remember how I ranked them on my TikTok. Third place, I think I had Blade Runner 2049. Second place, I had The Dark Knight. And number one is Lady Bird. Number one's Lady Bird. If we're going favorite. Because from a Lady Bird perspective, if you make Lady Bird, Christine/Lady Bird, a dude, and instead of her one, instead of this character, the main character wanting to be a writer, you make him make it a film director. That's me. Like I relate to that character a lot. The Christine Ladybird character a lot. So in a world where Christine is a guy, and instead of wanting to be a writer, it's a director. I relate to that character. Like those are the only things that like you change, and it that could almost be me as a character. Yeah, yeah. I mean that is true. I mean, if you think about it, um, he was dedicated. So Joaquin was more dedicated. Joaquin did great. Um, But Jared Leto, like, I, I don't know if you heard about this, Michael, but apparently on the set, gosh, what was it? Jared Leto did like a bunch of crazy stuff on set as the Joker. He did a bunch of crazy stuff. I'm trying to think of all he would do. Like I know it involved. Was it condoms? I'm trying to remember exactly what it was he did, but it was crazy stuff he would do. I don't hate his Joker as much as most people do, but it's obviously one of the weaker ones. Yeah, I think it was a dead rat, but he also did some other stuff too. I thought I do remember him doing something with rats though. But yeah, with Joaquin, funny story about Joker and Joaquin Phoenix. I didn't think the movie was going to be that good. I was on the train about it. I was kind of on the doubter train. Even when the trailers were coming out, I didn't think they looked that good. But what was weird about one of the trailers was I would watch it, and one time I would watch it, I wouldn't think it looked that good. Then I would watch it again and went, that looked kind of good. And then I would watch it again, it's like, I don't know. And I'd watch it again, it's like, it looks pretty good. So I would go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Then I finally watched the movie. And the movie, let me tell you, the movie I loved. I don't understand why in the fucking hell I didn't get invested in the promotion, the marketing, and anything like that. But I love the movie. You're not a fan. I love it. I love the new Joker movie. Like the Joker is. I'll save that for the end. I'll save it for after the movie. I'll save it for after the movie. I want to keep. I want to keep it DC related, film related, watch party related. I don't want to get into me. That's partially true. That's partially true that he was trying to stop it. He wanted to get his incarnation told, and I think part of that was a bit of jealousy. He wanted to do his own thing, but oh, the Martha scene. Wait, and yes, I like the Martha scene. I do. I do because it's not about the characters had the same mother had the same name. It's deeper than that. Batman is trying to kill Superman and wants to kill Superman because he sees Superman as a threat, an enemy, an inhuman monstrosity. As Superman says the words Martha, it makes him stop in his tracks because he thinks about his mother. But then Lois running in to try to stop Batman from killing Superman. In that moment, she says how Martha is Clark, aka Superman's mother. It's Batman seeing Superman as a human and not a monstrosity, not a threat. And also, you can see the guilt in his eyes after she says it. Wait, she says it. It's his mother's name. After she says this, you can see him immediately start to look around, think, what in the hell am I doing? He looks at the staff and he yeets the motherfucker halfway across the building because he can't feel more guilty about what he has become, because he realizes that the man he's been fighting all along is a human. He has human qualities and he cares. That was the whole point of the Martha scene in the discussion. That's another reason I loved the movie, is I was able to see the Martha scene for what it truly was. You're welcome. Snyder fans got to have each other's backs. I tried watching Constantine. I watched it once. If you're talking about the Keanu Reeves Constantine, I tried watching it. I watched it once, like a while ago, at least 4 or 5 months ago. I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. It wasn't bad. I'd give it like a anywhere from like a 5.5 to a 6 out of 10. I thought it was all right. I'll give it a high five or a 6 out of 10. So maybe like a 5.8 or 6 out of 10. And now we're about to get into what might honestly be one of, if not the best Batman action sequences, period. The warehouse scene. Oh, that's your opinion. In my opinion, I love it. I think it's one of my favorite movies. In my opinion, Batman vs Superman is one of my favorite movies. I contemplated putting it in my top 10 favorite movies list. I contemplated it, but I was already going to get hate for putting certain movies I put in there. So on my TikTok, so I didn't put it in there. But if I want to get technical, it probably belongs in my top 10 favorite movies. Like I watch it enough, and I enjoy it to the level that I do that it probably belongs in my top 10 favorite movies. I think Keanu does a good job acting as John Constantine. He just doesn't look like John Constantine. He just doesn't physically look like John Constantine. But he is good. He's a great actor, so he does a good job bringing that character to life. Ah, and the warehouse scene. Oh my goodness, I love this warehouse scene, man. Best like fight choreography and best action sequence. Period. This is the closest you're ever gonna get to. Mm, this is the closest you're ever gonna get to an Arkham video game fight sequence when you have like thugs surrounding Batman at every corner and he's just whipping their ass at every turn. Every turn. Okay. I mean I can see kind of what you mean. To me it delivers perfectly because when I watched the movie and then read the title after watching the movie again, it clicked that it's not only Batman meeting Superman, they're obviously going to have a clash because they have different ideals, different thought processes, and stuff like that. They were going to fight, but it also had in the title Dawn of Justice. So they would have to set up the Justice League because one, it has the title Dawn of Justice on it, and um, Wonder Woman makes an appearance in the movie. So we knew that the Justice League was going to have to premiere and come together at some point or get set up. So you can't have one member of the Justice League kill the other one before the Justice League even fucking forms. So I enjoyed this movie because I knew what I was getting into. Top 3 movies of all time. That's tough. I mean, I consider that's really tough. Like it's hard for me to distinguish between top three of all time and favorite. I kind of look around it as the same thing, you know. Like when I review films, I look at it as film is subjective. So your favorite films, you're probably going to look at them as your best film. Like you're going to look at your favorite films as your best like films you think would be the best. And I don't know if you hopped out of stream when I did the answer or not, but my three favorite films were Lady Bird, Dark Knight, and Blade Runner 2049. Batman vs Superman felt like a two-part movie. If you're saying it felt extremely long, I disagree. If you're just saying that it felt like it was a like that like a portion was focused on this character in this group and another portion was focused on that group. If you can elaborate, I may agree. But if you're gonna say that it felt long, and to me, it didn't feel long. Like to me, it's a 3 hour movie that doesn't feel like 3 hours. I love that. I love that when Lex is getting so cocky because he thinks Superman killed Batman, and he went, "Oh, I've got some bad news." And then Batman's on the comms going, "Yep, well, it's going to get worse. I'll do the breaking in person." And he just goes, he makes that face like, "Oh, I fucked up. Now they're together." First part is about Batman and Superman going against each other. Second part is fighting Doomsday. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I get what you mean now. I get what you mean. Some people, when they say it felt like a two-part movie, was that it was like too long. But I get what you mean. An hour and 40 minutes left. Oh, okay, I know what you mean. Yep, until it drops. Yep, until it drops. I'm telling you guys, I don't know if I have the energy to be up until 2 a.m. I really don't know. What I could do though is I'll agree to go once the movie's over. We'll chat for a bit and I'll see how close I can get, but I don't think I'm going to make it till 2. I really don't. Because 2 a.m. is when it drops for me. It is 12. It's 12:21 for me right now. I am at 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 15 seconds in. Doomsday has disappeared. He's about to attempt to punch Lex right about now. Exactly, man. I'm trying my hardest to for you guys and the viewers. If I keep talking, I don't try and nod off, and I don't want to fall asleep on stream, man. I don't want to get memed like that. So you shouldn't spam my Insta. I'm gonna try to stay up, Michael. So don't worry about that. I'm just gonna probably cut off before 2, but I will have a just chatting portion on after the movie. Like the movie will end, I'll do a just chatting session, and if people want to hop on the actual live and talk to me, you can do that. Um, and we can kind of talk Snyder Cut, talk Zack Snyder, BVS, you know. And then as it gets really close to 2, I'll cut off because I need to get my sleep. And then I wake up in the morning, I'll watch the Snyder Cut and then do my review. And then you can watch my review on my channel. Same thing here, man. I agree. Tired but excited. Yeah, it's 10. It's about 10:30 for you, but it's coming on 12:30 for me. So I'm tired. I'm tired. For you, Pulley, you'll probably be able to watch the Snyder Cut when it drops. Because for you, it's dropping at midnight. But for me, it's at 2 in the fucking morning. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I'm going to be quiet on social media. I don't want to get the movie get spoiled. Because that's when it releases to the wide public. So I'm going to finish this movie up for you guys. Do a just chatting session. Get close to as 2 as I possibly can be. Is your review going to be live or recorded? It's going to be recorded, but I'm contemplating a premiere of it. Meaning, it'll be in the format of a live. I'll be in chat and you can do live chat. That's the idea. Anyway. So if you want me to do a premiere, I can do that. A live review, I don't know if I'll do a live review or not. I mean, I guess I could. It's an option. But I feel like the review would be best served edited and with stickers and background pictures and stuff like that. It would be better served as an edited video. Whether I just straight up upload it or it gets edited, I feel like it would be better that way. But yeah, if you want it to be a premiere on YouTube, meaning like it has the format of a live, like the video comes on live, but the video itself is pre-recorded, and I get to be in a live chat, you guys get to be in a live chat, we can do that. It's either that or I just straight up just upload it. That's the plan anyway. Rip for you, man. My goodness. Get her like a rip and chat for this guy. God damn. You need to be asleep, man. You need to be asleep. All right. So yeah, sounds good. We'll do a premiere, meaning the video itself is pre-recorded, but it will come out live. So we'll get to do a live chat discussing the things in the video. That's what we're going to do. Because you still get the editing, you still get all those things, but you get the enjoyment of being in a live chat. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the premiere of it. But we're closing in on the final portion of this movie because we're in the doomsday fight now. The nuke just exploded in the sky. Doomsday is about to evolve because the dumb people think a bomb's going to help defeat Doomsday. What time is the premiere going to come out? It depends. It depends. I'm going to try to wake up. Let's see. I'm going to try and go to bed around 2 a.m. I'm going to try and wake up around 8:30 or 8:30, something like that. And as soon as I wake up, I'm going to eat breakfast and then be watching the movie. The movie's 4 hours long. Expect sometime around probably 2 or 3. Somewhere in like anywhere from a 2 p.m. to a 4 p.m. for there to be a premiere. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Because in that window, I'll have been able to finish the movie, record the video, and at that point, it'll be like the editing. How far do I go all out with the editing? So anytime between 2 to 4 p.m. tomorrow, expect it to premiere or for it to be scheduled to premiere. At 3 or 4. That's probably most likely when it'll be anyway. It's probably 3 or 4. So if I can remember that, I'll do my best to do that if I can remember. Mm-mm-mm. I'm like really invested in this scene, even though I've seen it like so many times. I was just so invested in like Batman, like, hey, I got a Lord Doomsday back. Superman regenerating in BVS above Earth after the nuke is pretty cool. I love how they executed that. Mm, God damn it. I hate that I sound like I'm tired. These people in here are thinking this movie's boring me, but it's not. I've been up since I'm taking a nap and putting my clock to get ready. All right, good night. Good night, Ulu Air. I don't know if I'll be up that late. It just depends if people will hop in. Like if people will hop in and keep me up, then I'll try and keep streaming. But I don't know. I don't know about that. I'll try and get as close to as 2 a.m. as possible. But yeah, good night. And if I'm not still streaming when you get up from your nap, hopefully I see you there in the premiere for the review. The review. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but that would be funny. Yep. Good night, Ooh Air. I'm even slurring my words now because I'm tired. First time I heard that line, I laughed my ass off. It's like, is she with you? I thought she was with you. See, that's subtle comedy. That's not over the top, intense Joss Whedon level bullshit. Every time I watch Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, I'm just like, damn, I love me some Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. It's not the CW humor. I don't like their humor. Yeah. I was just saying how the line saying, is she with you? I thought she was with you. I liked how it was subtle comedy. It wasn't like in your face, over the top bullshit, Joss Whedon type stuff. CW humor, I'm not. I don't watch a lot of CW stuff, so I wouldn't quite know their flair of comedy. I agree to both points you just made, 1,000%. Both points you just made, 1,000%. Mm-hmm. And I ain't gonna back down from that either. I ain't gonna back down from that claim. Why should I? Okay, let me see if I got it. Yeah, I got it. I'll check it out in a second. I'll check it out before I go to bed. After the movie's over, I'll check it out. And that was the beginning of the end. See, when Diana cuts off the arm of Doomsday and then it spurts back as those freaking bones, you know how you have that meme where it says it was at this moment he or she knew they fucked up. Well, it was at this moment they fucked up, but they didn't know they fucked up, but they fucked up. Man, the music here, man. This might be my favorite Hans Zimmer score. It's up there. It's between this and Interstellar for my favorite Hans Zimmer score. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. The selflessness in that, just shoving yourself further into it. God damn. Mm. Shoving yourself further into the fucking golly. After we get the Superman death scene, we cut to another scene removed by the theatrical version compared to the Ultimate Cut. Why was this removed? This perfectly leads into Justice League. Perfectly. Because it's Lex contacting Steppenwolf. It perfectly sets up Justice League. Perfectly. Cutting that out makes Steppenwolf appear like someone plucked him out of his ass and just threw him in. Golly, like this is why like they should have just released it as a 3-hour movie. If the Ultimate Edition is what people got in theaters, I promise you this movie would have been so much better received. So much better received. Man, I have something in my eye. I'm not crying. You want to freaking look at my tear ducts? Look, do you see the fucking eyelash, bro? So look at it. I have an eyelash in my eye, on my right eye, and I have one that just fell out of my left eye. If I was crying, you would know. I'd say I was. Now I will be probably watching the Snyder cut because a lot of people have said they've cried at least a few times in the movie, so I'll probably do that. But I'm not a big Superman guy. Now I acknowledge the intensity, the sacrifice, and some emotion there upon certain characters, but it's not going to bring me to cry. It would take a lot to do that. No, Batman dying. You kill Batman, you make it emotional. Yeah, the waterworks will be coming. Why do you think I don't have a mirror in my room? Why do you think I don't have a mirror in my room? Why do you think that, huh? Why do you think when I go to the bathroom, I really don't look at my face in the mirror? When you can make fun of yourself, that's a kudos, you know? I know you're playing because I know you. I've made comments about that to you. I know what I'm doing. Anonymous donor, aka Bruce Wayne. I love this end speech. We fight, we kill, we betray one another, we rebuild. Men are still good. All right, man. Yeah, if you got to hop off, man. I don't want to. I don't want to end up keeping you. If you got important things to do early in the morning, you go do them, man. I appreciate you watching and being on the stream, man. Appreciate it. So yeah, you got to hop off, man. I get it. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to stream even a just chatting session because I'm really getting tired right now. I'll try. Like if certain people start hopping in and wanting to chat for a bit, then I'll do it. But probably not. Probably as soon as this movie's over, I'll just do a wrap up and then knock it off. Appreciate it. Appreciate the compliment, man. Appreciate that you love the content. All right. I'm not going to show the pics because knowing you, they're not stuff I should probably show on live. But I'll uh I'll do that at least. I'll do that at least. I love how Ben Affleck's Batman is talking to Lex about how I'm going to send you to Arkham Asylum, and Lex's face goes from it was the quickest smile to frown drop. Period. It was at that moment that he knew. Oh shit, I'm screwed. Well, at least you're telling me one of them's bad. Ew, it's like he's eating a snot. When anybody's eating a snot is, he had like snot coming out of his nose and it looked like it was dripping in his mouth. I don't know if you ever had a runny nose that was so bad it was coming out of your nose and like it started going in your mouth. That's what it looked like. But he was committed to the scene. He just went with it. But ugh, it's not flowing in your mouth. That's just bad. That's what that is. That's just straight up bad. All right, here we are at the end. Lois puts down the dirt, walks away. About to get our last shot of the casket. That's the end. Whew. I ain't gonna show them, Michael. I know you too well. But that's the end. So for those of y'all that have watched the movie, you made it to the end. This is the end of BVS, the Ultimate Edition watch party. If anyone in chat wants to get brought on for a very quick second, I'll do it. And you can come on the stream and we can talk. Let me put this in chat real quick just to see if people want to hop on. Bear with me though, because if you're gonna do this, it's gonna be a little quick one. You can hop in, we can talk about a few things, and then boom, you know, because I'm tired AF. But I'm glad for people who could hop in. I'm not gonna, and again, Michael, I'm not gonna freaking show people. Okay, now I know what you mean. I know what you mean, Michael. Have decently conversation. I don't know when I'll do my next live though. That's the thing. But okay, I appreciate that. Yeah, I saw the pics. I appreciate you giving me the warning though. I appreciate you giving me the warning. Yeah, I'm not necessarily wide awake. I mean, I was awake enough to process and enjoy the movie, but yeah, I'm tired AF. Considering I've been used to going to bed anytime between like 9:30 to 11:30, and it is 1 o'clock, and the Snyder cut drops in an hour. So, man, my eyes, I swear. Like, you ever had to like rub your eyes to try and like get yourself awake? Like, you ever had to like rub your eyes to kind of like give yourself an energy? You know? Trying to high school. Yeah, okay. I want to see if I can. I wonder if it is. I'm gonna look up what you've been sending me. Yeah, Drum Paranormal Group. You can talk to. Gosh, I can give you the socials to Gage, and you can talk to him about it. I mean, if you're into it, the only stipulation I say is if we do an investigation and shit goes south, it's not our responsibility. You know, like, we go, we do the investigation, we try and do it as good as possible. But if stuff does go crazy and stuff may happen to a certain person or to you included, that's for you. That's just something that happens. That's part of the gig, and it's just, it is how it is. All right. Okay. Then if I can remember that, because I'm about to get off here in a second. If I can remember that, I'll talk to Gage about it next time I talk to him, and I can give you his socials, and you and him can talk about it. Oh my goodness! All right. Yeah, sounds like a plan, man. Be awesome to just continue to add more and more people. Let me while I'm thinking about it real quick. Let me go do something. While I'm thinking about it, let me go to Instagram. I don't know if you follow the account already or not. The Wilson and Stewart account. I don't know if you follow that already. You follow this account? That's got the updates for the Preternatural Files show. I don't know if you follow that account or not. I can send you the link to it. I can send the link in chat here. You think you do? Okay. Let me let me put it in here anyway, just in case for people who don't know. You can go to that link, and in that link you can go follow, and in that link you'll find this. Let me exit out of that crap. This, and in there it is a YouTube show I'm doing with a friend of mine, and we're going to do paranormal investigation type stuff, and we have an update on a location that me and him have kind of been taking some pictures of and stuff. We already have one posted. We've got a bunch of stuff posted though. But yeah, that's most likely the end of it. End of the stream. I appreciate the people who came in. I tried to stay up late, and tried to push this till 2 so we could get a little real hype going, but I am exhausted. I want to okay, glad to know you follow it. I am literally I am seconds away from probably just falling asleep with the live stream on. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'm very excited to get to this Snyder cut. I'm gonna get me some Z's, go to sleep, wake up, give me some breakfast, and while I'm eating that breakfast, I'm gonna be enjoying that Snyder cut. Very excited. So as soon as the Snyder cut's over, I'm gonna sit down, film the review, and put some editing on it, make it nice and polished for you guys, make it pretty good, and then it'll premiere around anywhere between 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Most likely between 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Expect a premiere of the review. So you'll get to have a live chat with me. We'll get to discuss certain aspects of it in live chat while the review is going on as a pre-recorded video premiering live. Have a good night, Pulley. Appreciate it. And have a good night. Have a good night, Michael. Appreciate it. So, adios, guys. Appreciate you guys that hopped into the live. I was stunned at the amount of people that hopped into the stream and were in chat for how late of a stream this was. See you guys tomorrow with the premiere stream with my thoughts and review for the Snyder Cut. Let's go. See you next time, guys.